Hey, my name is Avery and I'm starting a YouTube channel. I didn't want to start a YouTube channel without talking about what I'm going to be doing on here. So I just wanted to give a little bit of background on me, context as to why I decided to do this whole thing. So I have written some questions. I'm going to pull them randomly out of a jar, and they're just kind of, they all have to do with what I love, why I've decided to put out weekly videos, everything like that. I'm hoping I pull them in an order that makes sense, but hey, that might not happen, so here we go. First question. Why are you starting a YouTube? I swear I did not plan that. Okay, but this is going really well. Why am I starting a YouTube? Okay, I'm starting a YouTube because I want some form of creative outlet. I started posting TikTok videos about books and loved the feeling of community that I got from that. I would have people talking about how they felt about certain things that they read in books, suggest books to me, and I was hooked on that feeling. And I've always loved creating long form content. I worked as an editor for a little bit and I miss editing. So it felt like something that would genuinely bring me joy, and so far I have been enjoying making these. So all in all, I guess to answer that question, I'm starting a YouTube because I love connecting to people on the internet and I want some form of creative outlet that I can look forward to engaging with every week. Okay, next question. Let's see. It might be totally random this time. Okay, what's your favorite part about YouTube? I like when creators take their time and spend time with you rather than trying to push as much information towards you at once. I feel like I can be more myself on YouTube. Because when you're on TikTok, you're trying to do something flashy so that people stay engaged. But on YouTube, you can take as much time as you want, really. There's something about watching a YouTuber doing something in silence that makes me feel a little less alone. That might sound absolutely bonkers, but I really like the feeling that that gives me. Oh, so random. What's a book trope you can't stand? I'm going to preface now and say that my YouTube is going to be filled with book videos, it's going to be filled with songwriting, and it's going to be filled with steps that I've taken towards pursuing an acting career. It's not really going to be acting, it's going to be more so the background of how I'm trying to go after acting jobs. But that being said, this question is, what's a book trope that you can't stand? Okay, wait. I actually have to think about this, which is funny because I was the one who wrote the question. Okay, something did immediately come to my mind. Sometimes I don't mind it. It's very specific to how the author uses it, but I think the answer that I have is a popular one, and it's miscommunication trope. Now, sometimes miscommunication trope can work if it is so informed by the type of character that the author has already written. I don't like miscommunication trope when it doesn't align with their characters. Okay, wait, are there any other tropes I hate? I want to think about this. This need that some authors have to make their brilliant female characters clumsy in some type of way to make them more relatable. I don't think a female character needs to be clumsy if they're smart. Now, if a character is incredibly brilliant but has a balance problem, maybe they have vertigo, would love to read about that. But a character who just kind of like trips and doesn't know that she's beautiful and is constantly tearing herself down, I don't enjoy reading from that perspective. And I quite honestly don't understand why a lot of female authors write female characters like that. I don't think it's empowering at all. Next one. All right. Do you have a process for writing songs? I will have something that I need to talk about, think of a melody, and just sort of treat that process like writing in a journal. Literally word vomiting. I don't even worry about rhyming anything at first. To put it more simply, a lot of times that looks like me getting on the piano, doing one chord, thinking, what happened to me that I really got the feels about today? Oh, I didn't like this. I didn't like this. Blah, 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 blah. And then I'll say, oh, what kind of chord am I feeling next to properly communicate how I feel about the next thing that I want to say? I hope that makes sense. Okay, next question. Oh my gosh, they're all stuck. I thought this would be so much smoother, but they're all stuck. What is a skill you're currently working on? I have been trying to learn guitar since college, which for me was 5 years ago at this point, almost 5 years ago. What has been the most challenging part of pursuing acting? Letting go of the expectation that things are going to be linear. That was really hard for me to accept, because things are linear for the most part when you're growing up, especially with the schooling system. You learn something from a textbook, then you get tested on it, then you get scored on how you did, and you get that direct feedback, and then you move on to the next concept in the next chapter, and then after you learn everything, you go on to the next grade, and you already have these expectations of what you're going to be faced with. You just have this path and way of knowing what is coming next. And for me at least, I don't think it's fair to say everyone is like this, but the harder that I worked at school, the better my grades were. The more I invested time into doing my homework, the better outcome I had. I don't think that's true with the entertainment industry. It's very random most of the time, and a lot of it is controlled by things that you have no control over. That's been so hard for me to accept. And when I talk about things not being linear, I, for example, booked a commercial a couple months ago, and I haven't booked anything since. Those feelings of, wow, all of this hard work has paid off and I'm really starting to see myself get somewhere, those didn't last for me. Because, again, it's not linear. And going back to the school metaphor, you think, I got a really good grade on this paper, that means that that's going to snowball and I'm going to get a great grade in this class, and then I'm going to be able to get into some good colleges. But, I booked a commercial and I thought, this is going to lead to an agent. This is going to give me the experience that I need to book more things like this or bigger things. And that just wasn't the reality of the situation. It's and you just can't control when you're gonna book something and when you're not gonna book something. And I don't want to say that hard work doesn't come into play, because it absolutely does. You need to work hard. But I think what I'm trying to say is the thing that I had to accept is hard work alone will not always get you to the places that you want to be in the entertainment industry. A lot of times there are factors that are completely out of your control. And that's something that's really hard to accept. Whoa, that made me feel a certain type of way. Let's hope the next question is positive. Let's see. What do you want to make content about? I want to make book content. Period. Just kidding. There are many things I'm passionate about, okay? Reading is currently bringing me so much joy in life. I love reading books and connecting with people about them. I think it's this beautiful community online, and I want to be a part of it. So reading books will be a huge aspect of this channel. But if I take that further, I want to combine my creative pursuits and my love of reading. A lot of times, books will inspire me to write songs. There will be one specific thing that resonates with me in a book, and I won't be able to get it out of my head, and I need to write a song about it. That being said, I also want to have a space on my channel for people who are also pursuing acting, because it's hard. It's really hard to be rejected as many times as most actors are and still have the confidence to go out and pursue jobs every day. You need a strong support system for that. You need a community of other actors, and I want to try to foster that kind of community on here. I want people to see me not get jobs and then feel better about themselves facing rejection, because it's just a part of this, and hopefully me showing that will help other people going through the same thing. Okay, next. What do you hope people will get out of your videos? Well, the acting ones, I want actors to feel less alone and know that the rejection is normal, know that we're all going through it. But in terms of the reading community, I want people to laugh. I want people to leave my videos feeling good. I want my videos to be the type of videos that make people feel seen and make people happier. So I want to give you the confidence and the inspiration to have fun reading and read whatever you want. What do you love about acting and reading? I think all in all, I just love stories, and that has to do with songwriting, reading, and acting. They all have one thing in common, and I just love freedom of expression. Throughout my life, in the workplace and just functioning in society, there's not actually a lot of room for people to express genuine feelings and emotions. And that has really drawn me to work and spaces that promote communicating those feelings. I want to act because I want to be in a movie or a TV show that gives people permission to feel something that they didn't feel like they were allowed to feel. And music is very much along those lines. I want to make people feel things that they had locked up. Yeah, I just want to allow people to feel. Why do I love reading? Pretty much the same thing. I just love stories. And I love escapism. Sometimes it is so important. Okay, why did I get like a little bit emotional at that one? I hope this next question is like, where are you from? Oh my gosh, okay. Whoa, what are your greatest dreams in life? I already have a pre-planned answer to this, so if it sounds robotic, it's because it is. I would do anything, with the exception of hurting anyone. I'd do anything to play a character in the Sarah J. Maas world. Throne of Glass changed my life, and it gave me a character that made me feel so empowered in a way that I had not before. Yeah, I would do anything. Oh my god. This video should be titled, Can Avery Get Sticky Notes Out of a Jar? What are your favorite books? Well, I mentioned it earlier, but definitely the Throne of Glass books by Sarah J. Maas. Funny Story is my favorite Emily Henry book. I'm looking at the books on my shelf. I love the Shepherd King series, duology, I should say. Educated by Tara Westover. Oh, When Breath Becomes Air by Paul Colonithes, I believe. Okay. I'm just gonna cut to myself with the note in my hand. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. What's the next question? What are your goals for the next year? I would like to put a YouTube video out every single week, read 40 books, book an acting role by the end of the year. It's currently September, right? It's currently September right now, end of September. I would love to book another acting role by January. But again, I'm not going to put pressure on myself for that. I'll try. Yeah, let me make goals that I can control. I would love to perform songs at an open mic by the end of the year. What city has been your favorite to live in? I grew up in Chicago, okay? Well, I was born in Orlando, Florida. I moved to Atlanta, Georgia, and then I spent most of my childhood in Chicago. Then I moved to New York for school, and from New York I was lucky enough to study abroad in Sydney, Australia, and then moved to Los Angeles. So there are quite a lot of cities on that list. Sydney, Australia was my favorite city to live in, but I don't think I would move there because it's just so far away from my entire family. Last but not least question. I don't even know what this one is, and I wrote it. Let's see. Where are you from? I'm from Chicago. If you're still here, thank you. Thank you for listening to me talk about myself, and I hope that you stick around for some of the videos that I've described wanting to make. I also hope that you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next week. How do YouTubers do that thing? Do they actually use their hand? Wait, let me try. Thanks for watching. Yeah. Okay, bye.